Hey everyone, it's Ryan here. In today's video, I want to talk about 5 kind of growth habits that I've focused on in the last 2 to 3 years. So with my YouTube channel, one of the things that I kind of use as the groundwork for a lot of the things that have happened is I start all the way back in about 2019. I think one of the most influential steps for me in personal growth was when I began investing back in 2019. It was kind of messing around with some different brokerages, and then finally ended up landing on using M1 Finance for my investments, and the automation tools that they had involved in it kind of kickstarted a lot of the things that have led me, I think, to where I am today. It kind of almost shifted a gear mentally, and so I wanted to kind of reflect on the last 2 years, some of the growth kind of habits that I've been able to make use of. So one of the first ones was reading every day. It's something I think that's really valuable to do. It gives you some time to focus and reflect, and also kind of hone in on something that is able to, it takes a little bit of focus. It takes time out of your day, and it allows you to kind of slow things down and have some time to yourself. It lets you kind of unwind, and it brings you back from all the crazy focuses that can happen on a daily basis. I know even myself, I can feel kind of scattered sometimes. I feel like I have too much going on, too much on my plate. But being able to read every single day, making that time for it, has been able to be really beneficial to me in the last 2 years. I think it's been great for the personal growth side of things because I've also learned a lot through it. Reference a book that I think a lot of people know and love was the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. I thought it was really beneficial, and beyond that, I read a lot of books from Bigger Pockets as well that I think helped lead me to where I am even today in my investing timeline and stuff like that. And so right now I just started on a book called Token Economy, which I think will be a really interesting board to bounce off of for future content for this channel. I myself am interested in everything Web3 and what the future has to hold with that. I thought that, I didn't exactly in my lifetime view much of Web2 and the growth that happened, because I was born kind of right after the start of that. Yes, I got to see it as it grew, but it's really cool to see the very first start of it. So first thing is reading every single day. It's great to make time to do that, and I think it's really valuable to do. The second thing is also focusing on quality over quantity. One of the things that I think is the craziest purchase that I've made in the last couple of years is the tripod that I'm actually using to film this on. But it's a tripod that I love, and it's a tripod that's high quality. I don't know much about camera equipment, but I know that this tripod does everything that I need to, and it's durable. Also, one of the things that I talked about in a previous video was the hidden value in your phone. It's a tool that you use every single day, and you don't have to use it that much in a day, but still in the times you need to use it, where it's actually valuable to use, you want to make sure it can get the job done, because a lot of things you only have so much time you need to do it in, and having quality items that you make use of in your daily routine are very, very valuable to get the job done. I guess that's kind of you don't need much then either, because there's no worth in having 5 different types of an item that are meant to fulfill a task, and only 4 of them can't fulfill it as good, even combined, as the one item that's a high quality item. So sometimes you have to spend a little bit more, but that's one of those things I kind of like to budget out for, to be able to afford having a quality item that is able to help me get a specific job done. And that also comes down to like products for like investing and stuff. So like M1 Finance I talked about it's a brokerage that I haven't been able to move beyond myself, because it helped kind of shift a gear in my mind, realizing that I could automate things, and it took the guesswork out of it. So by setting up weekly deposits, it was able to kind of help me automatically budget. And one of the hardest things for people to do is to save money. It's hard to mentally say, hey, I'm putting this aside, I'm saving this, and I'm not going to use it right now, I'm going to use it later. And so I thought it was really, really cool to be able to make use of that new technology to be able to automate my savings. And I think that's what kind of got me to where I am now with investment properties and stuff like that. It kind of took a mental shift though, and it took discipline. And I think that discipline is something that you'll need with pretty much anything. but I think it was really, really valuable there. Now this next one is something that I kind of started a little bit more this year compared to previous years. I never really carried a notebook around with me, and because I just didn't really care to. I know that I also never really tend to have, like, I like to keep a pen on me, but also I didn't really notice the value in it until a lot of the books that I started reading this year kind of pushed me towards it, is writing down your goals and also checking in on your progress. So you don't have to be super complex in how you record it. It can be as simple as just writing some things down throughout your day that you think are valuable to you. I keep some stuff cataloged in my phone. I have special quotes that I look back on every once in a while that kind of have pushed me to be who I want to be, and also have kind of steered me in a direction that I want to go. And so it's valuable to be able to write those things down and check in on them every once in a while. It's also kind of nice to be able to look back on it and say, oh my gosh, this is where I've gotten to since then. I mean, this video is kind of a way of checking in on progress for goals that I set back 2 years ago. Back when I started investing using M1 Finance back in 2019, that was also around the same time that I started kind of doing a little bit of content on YouTube, but I wouldn't keep going on those goals unless I checked in on them and said, hey, this is something that I've done, it's been working, and it's been moving me towards the goal that I have. It's all been very, very good on the progress side of things. So it's valuable to check in on those goals and see where you've gotten to, and that's the thing that can kind of steer you towards the future. So I hope that this video kind of helped you out if you are kind of in the same position, trying to figure out where you want to be. Even still, that first one that I talked about is reading books every single day. I found it extremely valuable to read the stories of others, and then that kind of helped me kind of figure out, okay, this is where I want to be, or this is something that I think is cool and I want to go after it. Basically be able to set goals based off of seeing the experiences of others. Not that you have to compare yourself to them, because everybody's different, but it's still really valuable to see, hey, this thing's possible, and maybe it's something that interests you. So I think that a lot of those tips have been really, really helpful for the last 2 years, and I hope that they can help you as well. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.